Mike's got to give you the sign. Every time.
Right.
It's okay.
So I love waking up in the morning and seeing the sun and the trees and flowers and everything. So why not take one of the flowers or plants and smoke it? You know? Who would have thought to, smoke a plant? Like, that's just kind of weird, you know? But I'm gonna give you a speech about marijuana tonight and the uses and all that stuff. So what is marijuana? Marijuana is a mind-altering drug which ranks as the most popular illegal drug used in the U.S. It is a mix between dry flowers, leaves, and stems from the hemp plant cannabis. And the main active ingredient in marijuana is THC. Now, marijuana has many uses, but before I get to that, let me tell you about the types of marijuana. There's medical marijuana, which is used for patients with cancer, diabetes, and it's legal in New Jersey to have medical marijuana. But there's bad marijuana, which can be like brown and nasty looking, dro and mids and stuff like that. And then there's good weed, which is like, I guess that would be a good picture of good weed, like haze, and but it raises price range. But back to my real speech, I was just kidding you guys. But all right. So at least 1/3 of Americans, I got scoliosis. At least 1/3 of Americans have used marijuana at some point in their life, whether it's for recreational or to be a teenager or just to smoke weed every day. But wait, this is supposed to be persuasive again. Gotcha. I really forgot what I was going to say. All right, so people use marijuana for medical, to relax, to have fun, make things better, because when you do things high, it's just funner. See, if I would have, it calms you down. So if I would have smoked before I gave this speech, I would probably give a better speech. But you can't smoke marijuana because it's illegal. But it's not really a bad drug because nobody's ever died from marijuana compared to tobacco when there's 400,000 annual American deaths caused by it. And it's compared to alcohol, but alcohol kills your liver and makes you do weird things. Like people get angry when they drink, but I've never seen anybody get mad after smoking a blunt and punching something. Like you don't get the urge to go do something stupid after you smoke. So that's why you should smoke weed. But the study for price range, there was a study that estimated the price of 0.5 of a gram of marijuana sold for $8.60 on the street. You won't really get it for $8.60, but its cost of production was only $1.70, so they're making a pretty good amount. But on the street, you can probably get like 0.5 for $10 in my part of town. But to get a gram, it's 20, or 0.7, 0.8 if you're honestly lucky with good weed. But that's why you have to buy a massive amount of weed at one time, because then you're bound to get better weed.
Definitely.
See? Cross talking, I like it. You smoke pot. There's many side effects to smoking pot, and there is hazards, because I guess it is a drug, but it's a helpful drug. Some of the short term are you get paranoid, impaired memory, difficulty in thinking, learning difficulties, lack of attention, and poor driving skills. But when I smoke and drive, which I don't do it all the time, because, but when I do it, I roll up the windows. But when I smoke and drive, like, I don't know, I drive more cautious and better when I smoke, because I don't want to get caught smoking. So why would I speed if I'm smoking? I use my blinkers when I drive smoking. But I don't suggest smoking and driving, but especially if you're new to the marijuana world. But if you are going to try it, you should probably roll it before you drive. But back to ways to use marijuana, you can eat it in brownies or other food. I've never done that before, but I don't use marijuana, so. But I'm just kidding. But one of the side effects are your eyes get red, which could make everybody knows you're high. But that's why God created Visine. It's for red news for fever. So basically, they won't know you're high, but then they will because you're a little slow, I guess. But it's not addictive, which is a good side effect. People say it's a gateway drug, but I've been smoking weed for a few years, and I'm not going around like opening my drug world to crack and cocaine and stuff. So I personally don't think it's a gateway drug. You can smoke it out of a bong, a bowl. There's blunts, but I like blunts, but only when I'm at my house, because then you have a mess to clean up when you've got the. No.
You're supposed to be arguing why it should be illegal.
Oh, I forgot you it. All right, so I forgot.
Remember, you can argue for things that aren't legal, but not encourage illegal behavior.
Oh, but it's not illegal in certain countries.
Well, it is in this one.
That's why I'm trying to convince you to legalize it. Gotcha.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Convince us about legalizing it.
All right, so basically, if we legalize marijuana, it'll help the country with finances, because the amount of money they pay to keep the jails going right now, and the amount of people that are in jail, it says there's a study showing one marijuana smoker is arrested every 45 seconds in America. So you're thinking, it's a very small amount mostly, but since 1990, nearly 5.9 million Americans have been arrested on marijuana charges, which is greater than the population of Alaska. So you think all those people in jail, if we legalized it and let them out, we would save money from jail, and then if we legalized marijuana, there'd be people selling marijuana, so they would need marijuana stores. So that would create jobs, and the state can tax it, the government can tax it. And unlike alcohol, there shouldn't be an age limit on when you should start smoking pot. But it doesn't, see, I wasn't right. But it doesn't cause brain damage, genetic damage, or damage to the immune system. Unlike alcohol, marijuana does not kill brain cells or induce violent behavior. So, I don't know, like, I don't know. I probably feel it's cool because I'm still smoking. But on a serious note, I'm gonna end it with you can use it wrong.
Oh my god.
But see, it's a legal thing.
Paper. Oh.
Tobacco, rolling papers.
Yeah, tobacco.
There's double wide.
We don't want to go there.
Oh my goodness.
Gotcha. But to sum it up, basically, it makes some people. It's a quote. Sorry, I'm an anonymous user, I guess. But it makes some people happy, and it doesn't seem to be any more dangerous than alcohol. Do we really want to go around putting people in prison and destroying their lives over this? Legalize marijuana. Yes, sir.
What's your weed of choice?
Oh, no, let's not go there. No. Again, we could talk about trying to argue for practices like the assisted suicide, which is currently illegal, and argue that it should be legal, or marijuana should be legal. But we don't want to have a conversation about drug use, which is illegal.
If we're giving it to people, medical patients, right?
Yeah.
And it's helping them, then why can't the non-medical people use it to help themselves?
Well, it's an argument that you could have.
I should have made. Yes, sir.
So just say they, I don't know what you're saying. Just say they do legalize marijuana. What would happen to all the people in jail?
You let them out.
I'm just saying, they would actually let them out, or they would just like. Well, not drug dealers. I'm talking about like someone who's like was down. I don't even know if they could be in jail for possessing less than.
It depends where you are, really, and how much weed you have on you.
Yeah.
I've never been arrested.
Illegal at the time.
So we may be talking about 5.9 million people who are dealing drugs who had a lot of pot, because it's a misdemeanor in most states.
Yeah, really.
If anything, it's
in
a
Colorado,
ticket
you
in
can get
some
arrested up to
places.
an ounce, and it's like a traffic ticket.
Yeah.
But there's other places that can be more strict.
So you're telling us to let the drug dealers out on the streets?
Well, if it's legal, then they're not a drug dealer.
But it wasn't legal. Right, it wasn't legal.
All right, they were just trying to make money.
They were just trying to make money so
If
that
they're
was
already in
okay.
jail, you can't.
All right, so don't let them out. Let them serve their sentence and stop putting people in jail for smoking weed.
That'll work.
And then if there's marijuana shops, then there won't be marijuana sellers on the street.
But Brandon, you're missing the point. I don't know that people are being thrown in jail for smoking pot. They're being thrown in jail for probably dealing.
Yeah, but if they have a massive amount, they get thrown in jail.
You
'Cause
get put in jail for smoking
Yeah.
too.
Like if you say you buy an
No,
ounce.
it's not illegal. It's not illegal to be high.
Say you buy an ounce.
Wait, one at a time then. But isn't it a matter of how much you have?
It doesn't matter because he was smoking it in his house. You know,
Doesn't matter.
like he got arrested. He was in his house. He got arrested either way.
Right, but it
If
probably
he had
had
some on him too. They probably brought him for
Wait, let Courtney respond. She's the person who has the information.
He only had what he was smoking. He was in his own house. They came into his house and arrested him because somebody smelled it outside of his house.
But
They
he
can't
still
just
have
come into the
paraphernalia.
search warrant.
They can't just
They-
walk in.
Wait, let
You
Courtney.
got arrested.
Wait.
Let Courtney.
That's what happened. I don't know anything else. That's what happened.
Okay,
I don't wanna.
Bianca.
You could get
No
arrested
argument
if you have
around me.
marijuana on you, especially marijuana paraphernalia, also like pipes.
Dutch
stuff
cups.
Like that. You could get
So
arrested
the
for it,
paraphernalia you can get.
but it
arrested
doesn't
for.
automatically mean you're gonna get charged for
Yeah,
it.
you go to
If
county
you
law.
have over, I think, an ounce in certain states, you
Yeah.
can get charged for it, and it's, I don't know what the charge is, but you can get charged for going to jail for it, but you're not, your sentence
Plant.
is like 10 years. It's
Oh, yeah,
not
they'll
long.
take you to a county law, and they'll just give you a ticket. If you can't pay for bail, they'll just give you a ticket.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not
So in
gonna
conclusion,
serve.
Wait, we've got questions.
Okay.
Any questions, challenges for, how many people agree with this, but you don't have to put your hand up if you don't want to.
all right, how many people here have
Should be legal.
smoked before?
I don't think.
Let's give it that. See, they got fast
Recreational
smokers every day.
It's legal for medicinal purposes in New Jersey, as we know, the law
Yeah,
has changed.
see, I've been clean for a year, you know, I'll say it.
I don't
Okay.
think.
Clean of marijuana. Marijuana's a plant. You can't. You
So
can't
let's
say
hear,
that I'm
let's
taking
hear from
marijuana.
Mike, so we have a dialogue on both sides. Mike, what's your opinion?
Honestly, you know, it's not like heroin, cocaine, all those drugs that are chemically made. It's grown from the ground.
Yeah, but
Cocaine is
So
weed is not,
Yeah, but
not anymore.
All right, so legalize all drugs.
They put stuff in it.
see, but people die from cocaine. People die from
Chemicals in
heroin.
meat,
Okay, people become
Wait,
crazy,
wait, wait.
insane.
People die.
Methamphetamine. Now remember, I just did all this, and they all
They do?
come from
What's
plants.
your
The
drug?
opium plant.
That's true.
Ever hear of it?
Yes.
I mean,
No, that's not street opium.
So wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
but weed isn't very good for either. It's very, very
I
toxic.
watched this video.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, this is a good argument. This is a
Lacey,
good argument
yes,
that's there
it's true.
for, we use the natural argument here, but opium does come out of poppy plants. Belladonna is a poison that comes from a plant. There are a lot of things that are natural which are very dangerous, so we
That
don't.
marijuana doesn't lead to use of all
But,
that though.
you
They
have
don't.
THC receptors in your brain. Your neurons, you have actually THC receptors in it, and that's why you don't get addicted to it. Weed, honestly, I'm a teenager, so I take a lot of meth.
There's people that are addicted to
Let Bianca
Can't- it's
finish.
It's a
unaddictive.
habit, it's
Wait,
not.
let Bianca finish.
Celebrity.
I've never had the last word
You
passed.
did a clutch.
It's more of a habit. They clarify addiction. You can be addicted to anything, really.
Yeah, but it's in your brain. You're not really addicted to marijuana. You can't
Addiction
be.
is defined in psychological terms, it's physiological, and so dependent, you can't get dependent on it. You could, it's a habit. It's a habit forming drug. If you like it, you're gonna smoke it, obviously. However, heroin and all those other harder drugs, they cause chemical reactions in your brain that marijuana doesn't. THC, you have THC receptors in your brain, so you can't, it doesn't cause chemical reactions.
But I have known students, to be honest, who have gone to rehab because of that. Because they just, maybe they were psychologically dependent, but it became such a part of their life that they couldn't function.
Yeah, that's
If you
what
wanna
happens.
stop it,
Yeah.
if you don't feel you can stop it, you can go.
Then you have a problem.
No.
You've got to do this.
And if you get called
You
hard,
told stop. You
sometimes
start,
the
you don't
courts
stop.
will recommend you to a program, so like, it's almost as if you are addicted
Like
to
NI
pot.
and stuff.
Because if you keep, if it's like your second, my friend, he got
Second
caught a few times, it was like his second time, and he was a minor. So they gave him the option of going to a program, and they have to get tested and make sure that he's clean off just pot, because they feel that he has a problem smoking pot. And there are people, do they say it's addictive as cocaine? No, but it's still, I feel, as it's an addictive. It could be a habit, like she said.
It's not addictive. Because if I don't
It's the
smoke
way that they
it's not
define
cool
it,
with
like, whatever. but-
It's about what goes in the brain. It's not psychologically
And some people could
addictive,
do a drug and put it down and never want to touch it again. It depends on you and
Yeah, it depends.
Like
your
me.
genes and
Yeah.
how you are, you know.
I'm
It's
just
usually
saying,
what you want to
smoking.
do. If you want to keep smoking it, if you want to keep having that addiction,
It's
then
not.
you want it.
Right.
I just think it's stupid how alcohol, there's laws that allow you to have a couple drinks and go behind a car,
Yeah.
and like, this is just completely.
Well, you already know the government's all screwed up, so.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, I just.
I'm saying I can drive and smoke, but I won't fail DUI.
So to avoid that, they could,
It's
you know,
not- it's-
legalize it and it would be.
It's not like you can smoke all day
I don't
long and
think that-
go die.
Yeah, you don't die. There's no linked deaths. There's no deaths linked to marijuana smoking. That's a fact.
It's faster to die
Alcohol is
from
a lot
alcohol
worse.
poisoning than from marijuana.
That's because 100,000 people die annually from alcohol.
That's the reason why it's illegal. I
Yeah.
learned this in high school.
Say that again.
It's stupid because they
It's
put
a
it.
long-term effects